Coming up on DITV, we give you the latest on the controversy within UISG.
And later, we show you how to prepare for life after graduation.
We have updates from the volleyball team as they prepare for their spring season.
And we went to campus to talk to students about March Madness.
Clear skies for your Easter holiday, your weather coming up.
We've got all that and more coming your way.
Don't go anywhere. DITV starts right now.
Good morning and thank you for tuning in. I'm Becca Scadden.
And I'm Susanna Closter. We have breaking news about the UISG election. Throughout the season, we have reported on the controversy of former candidate Kyle Apple. His party, at the time, Envision Iowa, claimed that the actions against him were against the rules of election and have been taken up with officials. We at the Daily Iowan and have senior editor and reporter Eliana Novich is in the newsroom with more.
Thanks, guys. The polls have closed for UISG elections, but the student judicial branch of UISG has not yet released its verdict on whether UI Surge Party violated election codes. On Monday, the Student Elections Commissioner found both UI Surge Party and an adherent of their party responsible in the matter of intimidation of another ticket. On Thursday, the Daily Iowan received a copy of the judicial verdict and opinion document, which was finalized Monday. The verdict is in response to a complaint made by Envision Iowa, another party running in the election. The complaint was made in response to social media posts made about a tweet from then Envision Iowa presidential candidate Kyle Apple. UI Surge Party appealed the verdict, and both parties now wait to hear the Student Judicial Court's verdict, which has been made but not yet disclosed. For more information on this story, check out today's copy of the Daily Iowan. Becca, Susanna, back to you.
The results of the election will be announced today at 5 o'clock p.m. We apologize for technical difficulties.
The employment rate of recent college graduates is 2.5%. Career advisors can help make graduating seniors end up on the positive side of that statistic. DITV News reporter Gustavo Meyer headed over to the Career Center to find out more.
Finding a job is the most exciting and nerve-wracking part about graduation. No matter what your major is, the Pomerantz Center is a great place to start. There are many websites depending on your major to search for jobs. Students have a tendency to think of themselves as exactly that, and LinkedIn helps them establish themselves as professionals.
LinkedIn helps them both brand themselves online so they can reach more employers, but then it's a great way to connect with alumni as well as then that regular old job search function that they have on there.
After contact information and an education section, tailoring a resume with the most relevant job experience at the top is important.
Understand what they're about, who it is that they're serving, what their culture is like, what their mission is, and why you're interested in that, and why your interest and your skills match what it is that they're looking for.
Power verbs also make a difference. Sentences such as developed and implemented a training program that resulted in a 45% increase in employee satisfaction stand out.
It's always good to have some stories prepared of real examples that you can share. Oftentimes employers won't just ask for, tell me about a weakness, but they may say, tell me about a time that you failed and what did you learn from that experience. And so they're looking for really specific information.
Reporting from the Pomerantz Career Center, this is Gustavo Meyer, DITV News.
Well, Susanna, Easter's this weekend, which should be meaning spring weather, but honestly, I'm not too optimistic.
No, we've finally seen all this snow melt, so hopefully it's just around the corner. We'll toss it over to Jacob in the weather studio with more.
Hello everybody, happy Friday. We have an exciting forecast for you today, so let's hop onto it, shall we? Today we are looking at a high of 52 degrees with partly cloudy skies. Leaning into your night hours, temps will drop down to 39 degrees with a 15% chance of rain to finish out the day. Moving on to your 5-day forecast, Saturday will be a little rainy in the morning with your high of 48 degrees and low of 20. Your Easter Sunday will have no rain in sight with partly cloudy skies with a high of 41 degrees and a low of 26. Monday has your high at 43 degrees and a low of 36 with overcast skies. Tuesday has about a 65% chance of rain with a high of 40 and a low of 20. And Wednesday has a high in the low 40s and a low in the upper 20s with partly cloudy skies. And guys, while you're enjoying your weekend, I'm going to be enjoying this. That's all I have for you in the weather studio. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Jacob. Rabbits are most often identified with Easter. A popular trend amongst those who celebrate this holiday is to give rabbits as presents.
I spoke with our local animal shelter to see why you should think twice before giving a bunny as a gift. This is Pete. He was recently given up by his family, who was not able to care for him anymore. What most people don't know about rabbits is they have a long lifespan if cared for properly. In recent years, it has become more popular to give animals associated with Easter, such as rabbits, as gifts.
They're not a really easy, simple, carefree pet. They take a lot of responsibility, a lot of time, tons and tons of time socializing them, and making sure that they're clean every day and their life is great.
Rabbits are given under the impression they are easy pets to have, but once people realize they are much more work, they are often given up to shelters.
People purchase a bunny from, pet store or Craigslist or whatever it might be, and they take it home and it's a novelty at first and it's fun. And so usually it's a matter of a few weeks or even a few months before we start to see an increase in the bunnies in the shelter here.
Before you adopt any animal, you should give it very serious thought.
A pet, no matter what kind of pet it is, whether it's a bird, which you can hear singing in the background, or a bunny, like Pete, or a cat or dog or horse or whatever pet you get, should be a companion that you add to your life and to your family.
Reporting from ICAC, I'm Susanna Closter, DITV News.
So, Susanna, what's the verdict? Are you going to be getting a rabbit?
I do not think so, unfortunately. But we have sports coming up here, and what do you think is going to be going on this weekend?
Yeah, well, with Easter weekend coming up, obviously spring sports are about to be starting up. Let's toss it over to Will and Taylor in the sports studio with more on that, guys.
Thanks, guys. Happy Friday. We have a busy weekend coming up with soccer kicking off their spring season tomorrow, along with baseball having their second Big Ten series of the season down in Champaign.
And softball will be heading to Maryland for their second Big Ten series as well. Men's tennis will be competing at home, and I will be covering all 4 of their matches this weekend. And Taylor, there's another spring team that's working hard in the spring season for their fall season.
Yeah, exactly. The Hawkeye volleyball team isn't in their actual season, but their spring season is underway. The team uses these games to get familiar with their new group and identify any weaknesses before fall comes around.
Spring ball is always a great time for us to really expand roles for a lot of our players, and the nice part about spring is you get to play a lot of close schools. So we get to play teams like Northern Iowa and Iowa State and Drake.
Definitely excited to see how our team of 8 works together and just kind of figures things out without having a supporting staff.
Bottom line for us is extending the rep and training time, and again, really just trying to grow bigger, expanded roles for each player on our team.
It definitely starts now. Everybody's putting in hard work during the spring season, so I think that's going to transfer into our fall, especially with our effort and communication and just working together.
The opportunity to get out and win, you have to get a sense for that and have a taste for that, and that needs to become a strong part of the culture.
And well, these spring matches don't matter when the fall season begins, but the entertainment value will surely be there when the Hawks play in some in-state rivalry matches. Iowa will face UNI on April 7th and Iowa State on April 13th.
Those are still fun games, even though they will not count, of course, with rivalry games. March Madness is moving into the Final Four, but my bracket has been busted since the conference tournaments, and we sent Jacob Senstead out to ask students who they expect to win this weekend.
The Final Four of the March Madness tournament consists of 2 #1 seeds battling it out, along with the Cinderella story, Loyola Chicago, fighting for a spot in the championship game. And while this may be a little different from what I had in my original bracket, it is still going to be a phenomenal weekend for basketball. I know my picks for who I think is going to win. I'm on campus to talk to people and see who they believe is going to go on to the championship game. Who's going to go on and win it all?
I'm picking Loyola and also Kansas, but I think Loyola is going to go on and win it all, man. I hope.
You like the Cinderella story?
Hey, I love the underdog, man.
Who's going to move on and win it all?
Oh, well, I think Nova's going to win it all. That's who I picked in my bracket, and I don't know, I just sticking with them.
Who do you have winning this week?
I'm going to go double overtime, Loyola beating Michigan, and then Villanova, Loyola taking it to the house all the way with the championship.
Who do you have going on to win it all next week after this week?
I got Michigan and Villanova, and then I got Villanova taking it all.
On April 2nd, a new champion will be crowned. We can throw away our busted brackets and wait a whole nother year to see if our favorite team is going to make the tournament. Reporting from outside the main library, this is Jacob Senstead, DITV Sports.
Well, I'm still alive in my bracket. I had Kansas winning the whole thing originally. I had them beating Xavier. We all know Xavier didn't make it very far, but I'm still alive. What about you?
I picked Duke, so no.
Yeah.
But it was a great tournament, and I really hope Loyola Chicago can pull it out. That would be worth missing, paying $15 for a bracket.
You're right.
Yeah. And the Iowa women's basketball team season was one to remember. If you didn't get a chance to make it out to Carver Hawkeye Arena, Natalie Iacopetti has a recap for you.
When you win, it brings confidence, and that's incredibly easy. It's hard to keep your confidence when things are not going well, when you're losing games. But I think that's what this team did a remarkably good job of doing, is staying confident even through those losses.
The Iowa women's basketball team finished their 2017-2018 season with an overall record of 24-8 and 11-5 in conference play. The Hawks encountered multiple overtime games, close losses, but also earned themselves wins over tough opponents like Ohio State and Michigan. Carver Hawkeye Arena filled with over 4,000 fans cheering on their feet as the Hawks led number 13 Florida State for almost 31 minutes. But Florida State erased a 12-point fourth quarter deficit and won 94-93, giving the Hawkeyes their first loss of the season. On December 17th against UNI, starting point guard Tania Davis suffered a season-ending knee injury. Redshirt freshman Alexis Civilian, who was a high school teammate of Tania's, filled her role on the starting lineup. The Hawkeyes this season focused on the importance of assists as a team as they averaged 21 assists per game.
I give a lot of credit to, Hannah and Kathleen are our two captains, and I think they have been really good leaders this year. I think that they have stayed optimistic, really bought in, and I think when you have leaders like that, it makes everybody, it sets the tone for everybody.
The Hawkeyes were led this season by junior Megan Gustafson. Megan was the only player in the country averaging 25 or more points per game. She also earned herself Big Ten Player of the Year and Second Team All-American by the Associated Press. At the Big Ten tournament in Indianapolis this March, Gustafson set a career-high Big Ten tournament record and Iowa school record as she recorded 48 points against Minnesota. The Hawks season ended on March 17th when they lost in the first round of the NCAA women's basketball tournament to Creighton in Los Angeles for their program's 25th appearance. This marked the end of senior Chase Coley and Carly Moan's collegiate playing careers at the University of Iowa. Lisa Bluter earned her 700th victory as a head coach at Carver on November 10th against Quinnipiac. She also was awarded WBCA Regional Coach of the Year. Hopefully the Hawkeyes will return to Carver Hawkeye Arena next season with the same mentality. Reporting for Iowa women's basketball, this has been Natalie Iacopetti with DITV Sports.
Thanks, Natalie. Guys at the desk, back to you.
Thanks, Will. Each Friday, we here at DITV are proud to bring in the ICAC Animal of the Week. This is reserved for that one special animal at the Animal Care and Adoption Center who's ready to meet their new family.
With Easter right around the corner, we have decided to bring you Harvey, a whitest-snow New Zealand rabbit. Like all rabbits, Harvey requires lots of love and attention to live a happy life. Harvey is not litter box trained, however, he can be taught and is a quick learner.
When not munching away on carrots, Harvey enjoys playing with all sorts of toys and having space to roam. Harvey has a calm personality and can fit in with families with older children.
Rabbits require similar care and attention as a dog or a cat, so weigh your options before adopting a bunny this Easter season.
For more information on Harvey and all other animals, you can visit the ICAC website, call them at their phone number, or stop by to find your next furry family member. That's all the time we have on DITV.
Be sure to head over to dailyiowan.com for all your latest news between Monday and Friday.
And if that isn't enough of the Daily Iowan for you, be sure to check out our print edition of the news on stands now.
Before we go, we're going to leave you with some extra footage of Harvey. I'm Susanna Kloster.
And I'm Becca Scadden. Have a great weekend, Iowa City.